Moving is out and improving is in. Welcome back to the Digital Download, where we'll be talking about the frozen housing market and what that means for you.
We'll also be covering how home services pros win with AI, because search is changing, how we should be leveraging financing and value for our consumers. If you're a homeowner, you know if you want to try to move and you're locked into anything of a mortgage rate that is lower than 5%, you're probably not going anywhere.
You're definitely not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. Mortgage rates are pretty bad.
Yeah, they're above the 6% mark on average. So we have a really interesting little housing crisis / moment here that we can take advantage of if we're strategic, if we're patient, and if we shift our perspective and our strategies a little bit.
Love that. How do we do that? Well, I want more install leads.
We have to meet the market where they're at. So I love going after an install lead. Do not get me wrong. That is what we all want. But if we have a staggering 70% or so of homeowners with locked in interest rates
below 6%.
Below 5%.
Yep.
They're not moving, to your point, right?
They're repairing.
They are repairing. They're improving the homes they're in. They're not going to replace their entire AC system unless it's absolutely necessary. And in fact, so they're going to be like, how can I just make this better for a while until the interest rates dip a little bit more? I can throw my house on the market and move into something different. So again, install leads, what we all want. We want to go after them, but we really are going to find a lot more success if we shift our perspective a little bit and meet people where they're at from a repair perspective.
There's another interesting fact that I'd love to hone in on as an opportunity for us, because as we go after repair leads, and I know like here at camp, that's been kind of our mission, is we want to get the repairs, get our clients in the door, get them swinging at the plate. Mm-hmm. And then we can start to sell and upsell lifetime customer value, the install, right? Because what we have, and then we can start to sell the install, right? Because what we have is the median home right now, age of the home in America is about 42 years. What an amazing opportunity.
Absolutely.
Because they have opportunities to install or replace equipment. A lot of our equipment, 42 years is longer than the average lifespan. We're probably now on the second round of installs, if you will, or second round of equipment that we have.
We truly are looking at right now in the space a captive audience, which is pretty remarkable, right? But it does take that minute to kind of like change your strategy and your structure to be like, oh, this is all right. I can get in there for a maintenance lead or a repair call and then really, thoughtfully and thoroughly review the system that's in place and possibly recommend a new system, right?
100%.
And install something brand new in this house. But in the meantime, in order to, like you said, with the baseball analogy, get your foot in the door, get a swing at the plate, you need to be able to bring in those repair-minded people.
Yes, because that's where they're at right now.
Absolutely.
If I'm going to put my house on the market in about 4 years, I'm not necessarily looking at replacing. Maybe it's what's best for me. I just don't know that yet. And I make my search based on the repair. So when we look at where the economy is right now and gas prices going up, we have economic and world constraints on our consumers. We're all experiencing that. I think our opportunity now as business owners is to lean in to some of those things. And how can we do that? How can we become a little bit more, how can we promote brand loyalty? How can we lean into education opportunities for our consumers, such as like financing, making sure that they know exactly what's included and making sure they know what they're getting for what they're paying for.
I think like there's another piece of that which is really interesting. It's like, how can we add value to what we're already offering? So how can we add a bundled offer, for example,
right,
to the consumer, right? Like, because so many people with the introduction of AI overviews and this whole evolution of search, so many people, I think the stat is like over 51% of people, 55% of people, something like that. And that could be even outdated as of the airing of this, that could be higher,
right,
are brand agnostic right now. So they are searching the web for answers, solutions, and a potential company, a business to come into their house and help them with a leaky pipe, or a broken air conditioner, for example. And they are not searching by brand. They actually are just searching about the problem, trying to figure it out, trying to figure out if this is something they can get a repair for, or if they, need to what they need to do essentially.
Yeah, 100%. And when we look at that, how the question I ask myself is, how can my business show up when a consumer asks a question like that? Because if they're not going to search for my brand name, I'd much rather be the answer they get than them searching for my brand. Of course, I want them, and once I get in their home, I can build that loyalty.
Right.
But if I can be the answer to start out, I mean, what an authority, right? So how do I do that? I look at opportunities where I can be optimized for AI engines, such as ChatGPT, Google's AI mode, AI overviews, like we've talked about. Through that, I need to make sure that my data is structured on my website. That's 100% really becoming that much more important than it ever was before, because AI can read it so quickly. The other thing I think that some people are taking for granted these days is not only is your consumer reading reviews online, the AI is, and it can actually understand the intent of that review. And so that's going to decide if it's going to rank your business or not, right? What people are saying about you really matters now. And I know, broken record.
Well, it always has, of course, right? So not only word of mouth, but also, online word of mouth or whatever you want to call it, right? The digital reach of your reputation now is more important than ever.
AI is like that modern day word of mouth these days.
Absolutely.
Right? Because when I go to ChatGPT, Gemini, or whatever, I call them Chat, right? Oh, I'm going to go ask Chat. Let me go figure it out. Then they will recognize, or they will recommend a business to me. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm more likely to go look at that because it's like a friend recommending something to me.
It's much more conversational.
Right.
It
right.
is like talking to a friend, right? Yeah. Like it's like,
as sad as that sounds sometimes.
I know. I mean, it's really sad for you, but like it is really truly more of a conversation-based search now more than ever before. And I think we're only going to keep moving in that direction.
Yeah.
From what we're learning straight from Google, straight from Microsoft, that is where we are headed even more than we are right now. So we have to set up as business owners. It's our responsibility to set ourselves up for success and future-proof our business through AI visibility.
There's something else I want to go back to. When you talked about at the very top of the section, bundling products and showing the value, I found an interesting stat about this. About 88% of consumers are kind of hanging onto their budget a little bit tighter. They don't necessarily want to spend or have extraneous spending. So with that change of mindset that most of the population is experiencing right now, they need to see the value now more than ever. I mean, I'll share a personal experience with this. Just tomorrow, I have an electrician coming to the new house, and hopefully they're going to install a sub panel. They said, hey, included with your service is a panel inspection. I just bought this house. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, I'd love to make sure. The previous house I had, there was one of the breakers was loose. It was a fire hazard. I am so glad someone found that, right? What a value add to me to be like, okay, yeah, I want this sub panel. I have an EV. I want to get it charged. And also my kids are safe.
And they're just throwing that in, right? Right? That is truly an add-on. And you're like, that is actually something that is so important to me.
Well, you know where it came from? Sorry to interrupt. I just think it's fun. Is the dispatch, the CSR, they said, oh, it's about $87 trip charge, $87 diagnostic fee. And I was like, okay, I'm in the business. Like, what can I do to get that waived? And he go, actually, no, like what's included with that is the safety inspection. And I was like, okay, like I kind of know because I'm in the industry. And also, all right, that's worth it. Yeah,
like,
100%.
No further questions. That sounds great. And actually, what a great deal.
Yeah.
And you're already going, what's really, really fantastic about that story is that you are clearly very excited about this company coming out and doing this for you now, right?
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like, all right, I'm paying for somebody to come out and put us up.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. This is a thing on my to-do list. But now you're like, oh, I feel like I'm getting a fantastic deal, this added value. And you honestly are like, you feel like you got more because you are getting more for what you're paying for.
Yeah, and it's an element of trust.
Absolutely,
from that first phone call, they've actually followed up with me a few times now with text messages of like, hey, your appointment's coming. Do you want to add anything on? This is the other services we offer. So it's just a great piece, and like it's building trust all throughout the customer journey of where I haven't even made the purchase yet.
You haven't even shook the hand of the technician who's coming to, do this service for you.
Yep.
And the fact that you're excited about it and already going into it with a positive attitude because of that bundle and that extra value add is really powerful.
When we look at, I think this is a perfect segue into how we can reach our customers where they are with this new age of like how they're searching for us. So my question for you, Lindsay, is when you get home from work, what's the first thing you do?
Great question. I usually try to unwind a little bit. Of course. Right? And spend some time with my dog. So generally that means that I'm headed home. I am hanging out with my husband, turning on the TV. We have a little something streaming in the background while,
Hulu, Disney Plus,
sure.
Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, we don't pay for cable and we don't have cable. So
Cord cutters.
it's always streaming.
Yep.
And inevitably we are thinking about like a house project or whatever we're watching, whatever we're doing, we're planning something, we're scrolling on our phones, we're showing each other ideas of what we want to do next, or, we're working on our front porch right now, right? So we always are kind of on several devices showing each other what we discovered that day or an idea that we had or watching a how-to video, something like that. That has been my life lately after work.
You're not alone.
Thank you so much.
Not even close.
You know what? I didn't feel alone until you said that.
There's a lot of people that do exactly that. We just got back from our advisory board in California, advisory board retreat. Google was there, and we're so fortunate to be such close partners with Google to have them actually come in and talk to the board about what's happening in the industry. And they called it the 4 S's. When someone comes home from work or on a weekend or after I put my kids down to bed, whatever the case may be, I sit down on the couch and I'm probably doing 4 things all at once. I'm streaming, right? Throw something on Hulu, throw something on whatever streaming service I'm paying for. I'm shopping, right? I'm going to go shop for my wife's birthday or the house project that I've got going on. I'm going to search for some of those products as well. And then I'm going to scroll, right? I call it looking at my big screen while I'm looking at my little screen, right? The whole, until I fall asleep, basically. And I think when we start talking, okay, what does that mean for marketers and what does that mean for home services? That's an opportunity right there.
Huge.
How can we?
That's about 5 different opportunities
right
there,
right?
It's how can we capitalize on what the average person is doing after work while they're unwinding and while they are researching through scrolling, while they're shopping, while they're doing, all of those things. And while they also are streaming something on the TV, big screen, little screen. There are a lot of screens going on. It's a multimodal world right now. It's an insane opportunity for us to capitalize on all those different touch points that consumers are making all of the time.
And the takeaway for me as a digital marketer, I'm looking at, okay, I've been pretty focused on the intent down at the bottom of the funnel, right? Down here somewhere of like, okay, something happened in their home, they're searching, I show up. Great, love it, right? And we should be doing that.
Absolutely.
However, because we are seeing an increase in the 4 S's where we're searching, shopping, streaming, and scrolling, how can I get above that in the funnel so that I can improve my brand relevance? I can improve my brand visibility for these people that might have something happen to then search for me.
That's exactly it. It's an incredible branding opportunity. And it's a great way just to make your brand better known, more relevant, and a part of the routine. Right? It's a part of people's off time now because they are scrolling, they're doing all this research. You are right there every step of the way on all screens of all different sizes during different points of their journey. And they're incredibly valuable touch points.
Shameless plug for us here at camp then. We are able to offer coming soon CTV. And that's going to be directly through our partners, directly hosted on the Google Ads platform, on the Bing Ads platform, where we can have all the data in one house, one place.
Taylor, I'm happy you brought that up because this is a great segue into how fragmented homeowners are, right? Through the 4 S's for what we do after work on the weekends. They're jumping between the 4 S's, they're searching, they're scrolling, they're streaming, they're shopping. And the incredible way to kind of bundle that all together into a marketing strategy is to cross-target them between PMAX, Performance Max campaigns, and demand gen. So we're looking at that higher level with the demand gen campaigns, and then we are bringing them all the way down through the funnel for those people who, like you said, are searching for an actual issue. They are searching and ready to commit, ready to give a call, ready to get somebody in their house and help them out.
Lindsay, you're absolutely right. Demand gen is massive right now, especially in YouTube. The stat is 68% of demand gen conversions come from users who haven't even search for a brand or are brand loyal. So when we talk about how consumers are not as brand loyal anymore, demand gen helps us fill that void.
That's a perfect way to put it. And this is how you, as a home services, as a trades company, smooth out shoulder season.
Yes.
Which is an incredible strategic shift, right? From just kind of riding it out, figuring out what to do, focusing on, we have different strategies in place, of course, but this is a real silver bullet if you're looking for a way to just kind of smooth out the lull of the shoulder seasons.
It also helps you diversify. I'm a big fan of like, let's not put all of our eggs in one basket of Google search, of CTV, of demand gen. Let's spread that budget, spread the love a little bit on how we're leveraging these different campaign points, because the consumer journey is happening so much higher in that funnel. It's no longer my pipe burst and I'm calling someone. Yes, that does happen. But also my pipe burst. Oh yeah, I remember this one company I saw. Cool. Now I'm here and I can show up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And, Google is helping out in a major way, not only from an agency perspective, but across the board, right? They have the new built-in generative AI asset studios, which allows you to not have to hire a production company to come on the scene and figure everything out for you, right? But it lets you turn in simple photos from the field, from your office, the things that show the brands that you're working with, and one of your technicians actually out in the field doing a job, and turn that into high impact video assets. And truly in seconds. Like, that is not me exaggerating either.
Not
this
even
is
close.
Such a quick process where they're really leaning into the fact that people have tighter budgets, right? Including on the business side. And how can we still allow those brands or give the brands the tools that they need inexpensively and quickly to create the assets in order to show up in search every step of the way.
I love the video content because it's such a barrier to entry, right? It used to be. Right? Every Camp Quiet by the end of the summer is going to have a video on their account as part of one of their campaigns to make sure that we can start to show up for these different multimodal forms of search.
It's a great way to set yourself up for success, not only during those shoulder seasons, those rougher times, but all year round.
Lots changing in the industry right now. Super exciting. It changes every single day. Job security, am I right? Like super, super exciting, super fun stuff that we're working through. We're super excited to be partnered with Google, Microsoft, all the things. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.